the shark bait has such.
In Arizona, it is illegal for donkeys to sleep in bathtubs.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you're in Arizona, have a bathtub. Keep those donkeys out of there, okay?
there's got to be some kind of ass joke there somehow, right?
Hey,
How do you keep your ass clean?
There probably is, but that's above my pay grade, you know? Welcome. This is number 101. Number 101. I hope you enjoyed 100 if you actually watched it. I hope you enjoyed it. You told me some people gave you some good feedback.
Got a lot of good feedback on 100. Yeah, we got a lot of texts, a lot of YouTube. Clayton chimed in.
Wow.
Elizabeth chimed in on Facebook. Yeah, we got a lot of good texts, a lot of positive feedback.
That's tremendous because I thought it was pretty mediocre.
What do you mean? I tried that new tech thing where we.
I did like that. Okay. I don't like to give you credit, and you're going to catch some shit here later on somewhere. I'm sure, but
I thought I crashed the system for a second when I remember I texted you. I was like, oh, what did I do?
First of all, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Harrelson. Mm-hmm. Mr. Harrelson bought me this shirt.
Look at that.
I'm too fat for it, but you can't tell that, can you? But I'm trying to lose. Not very hard. He has a Dear Tiny letter in, and that's Would You Rather, and of course he did that. And a little tease. Mr. Harrelson has a letter in for next week's Dear Tiny. Yeah. I didn't want to go over 3. I already had them written up, so I said, fuck it, we'll just save it.
Yeah.
All right. Uh-oh. So for all of you,
we're having some. I hope that's not coming through.
Yeah, if you're hearing that shit, we're sorry.
We'll listen to a playback in the break.
Exactly, but we're not changing it.
Nope.
We will change it for the second one if we second segment.
Yeah.
Right? Welcome to Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. We are still, despite being at 101, we are still, and this one's the most important one, the only Category 5 podcast in the universe. You won't see energy like this on your other fuckhead podcast.
That's right.
We give it to you here. Well, we don't slow down, and we have not been downgraded, and we've been Category 5 for what? Probably a few months.
All of 2025.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. So take that, bitches.
That's right.
We're the only immersive podcast in the Middle Atlantic states. We are the hardest working podcast in 4 states plus Suriname.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. That I think that adds a lot. 4 states, it doesn't sound so good, but when you say Suriname, I think that gives us.
I agree.
We are 720 pounds of podcast proclivity. And now you said you lost some weight, or
I didn't know. I was happy that I didn't gain as much as I thought.
Well, based on how this shirt fits, I certainly didn't lose. And after that little software fuck up, or a tiny fuck up, I'm not sure what it is, we just know that, yes, we are still fat and at least 720 pounds. And we are the patron podcast of the Church of Laughter, women that do twat thrusts at the gym, anywhere. Hong Kong husbands, who are, if you've watched this before, they're under a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. And Basil Harwood, who runs that church in England, and people steal shit from her. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do we do here? At 101, maybe we're picking up some new people. I don't know. Mm-hmm. We provide you the dive bar experience. And we're called Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk, but it's a dive bar anywhere, really. And we take out the politics and religion. We don't deal with that, but we give you the tomfoolery and the inebriation that you get it there, and you don't have to go. You do not have to go to the dive bar. Right. We provide that for you.
That's right.
So, a little bit about our website. Jane got a bunch of feel-good songs. Man. She's set for a while.
Yeah.
So that's going to be off, but we still...
With all mine, too. Mine are good.
Actually, that's right. Thank God you brought that up. Right now, if you're watching this early on, she has one of your songs up.
Yeah.
Just fucking sucks.
Oh, no.
You don't even know what a feel-good song is.
That is one of the best feel-good songs.
You have to be high on drugs or be in prison or some shit like that to like your songs. Your songs suck.
Did you listen to it?
No.
How do you know that's even a bad?
Because I know you.
It's such a good song.
All right. Well, I'll listen to the next one because there's one going to be on here soon. But the other ones are nice and uplifting, and no, yours aren't. But we do have your favorite, and I was saying smells or scents. I think aromas is what I should say.
That's a good word.
Yeah. And you don't even have to think about it. There's like a bunch of choices, and you just hit the button. And we've actually had decent. You haven't done it yet.
I have not.
No. Well, maybe you should fucking do it. And maybe they would do it. Don't you think he's a great role model, and you would do it if he did it?
What Charles Barkley say? I am not a role model.
No, and neither are you. Okay, but you can go to our website. It's rated G. You take your kids, phone the neighbors. Everyone can go there. We have beer and pizza ratings. We have, what's that say? Oh, lovely photos. Lovely photos. Yeah. All the past episodes. You can write Dear Tiny about anything. It's not just relationships, anything about life. We have a list of our living legends. We got to come up with a new one, but I guess if no one deserves it.
I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there deserving.
Well, we're going to have to put our heads together in the next 3 months and come up with something.
100 episodes.
Exactly. And we have a list of dive bars. Yeah, that you might want to try. So we got all that. Here's some added additions. For those of you that think, I like this is okay, but I'm getting a little bored. No. The movie and the music game starting today is changing quite a bit. You don't even know this.
Uh-oh.
You know it's a competition, right?
We talked about it,
Well,
yeah.
No, I have like 9 people.
Oh, yeah. Bring it on, fuckers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a competition with, and a lot of you viewers are out there participating. Well, everyone. Obviously, not everyone, but so I do have that. And that's going to be weekly from here on in. In the near future, I was in Nashville this past week, and I'm going to talk about that in 2 segments. But I went to a Civil War battlefield.
Oh, cool.
And it was cool. And they called it Hell's Half Acre. I like that name.
I do too. That's
I haven't even. This is a production meeting that he doesn't even know. But yeah, we're going to have a recurring segment, not every week, but a recurring segment that we call Hell's Half Acre.
I love it.
And I'm also going to have Silo Sage sayings. How about that? Yeah. That's why we're fucking category 5.
Say that 5 times fast.
Exactly.
Wow.
In this one coming up. That's why you don't turn off. I have the good, the bad, the ugly.
Love it.
Yeah, I was going to have Argy Bargy, but I had other parts to it. So the Argy Bargy stays is the bad, but I have good, bad, and ugly.
Wow.
And, okay, I just got this yesterday, and I had to come up with something. I think I got it.
Uh-oh.
It's a drink that's called Blowjob from a Ghost. And we're going to have a segment coming up soon.
Nice.
Very soon. Called Blowjob from a Ghost, and
Nice.
who can turn that down?
That's right. Yeah.
You'll have to tune into that.
Yeah. We'll turn into a paranormal podcast to get all kinds of viewers.
Oh, yeah, we would.
Oh, we
really
get a ton.
would.
That's a big, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should just make shit up.
Yeah. I have stories about my uncle that fucks with me
Okay.
here. We could talk about those.
All right, we will. What the fuck? Then we'll start advertising on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
You're right. Those are big.
Oh, they're huge.
Okay, let me move on. Huckamuck fuck. He's still in court over there in the UK, and he's bitching that he's not getting security. And Al-Qaeda has been threatening him.
Oh.
Well, 2 things, Huckamuck fuck. You wrote a book saying bad shit about him. It's not really too smart to write a book, say bad shit about someone, and then they're going to come get you. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when they're known for, decapitating people on video. Like
Exactly.
That might not be somebody you want to fuck with.
And he says the problem is when he comes to the UK and he doesn't get it. Let me tell you, Huckamuck fuck. I'm scared to go to Baltimore. So I don't fucking go. Don't go. Stay in your little fucking gated community in Los Angeles.
Right.
Have your little podcast with your fuckhead wife. And, you know I didn't like her.
Oh, I'm not. No.
Because I got some shit on her, too. But anyway, just don't go there. That's all you got to do. Yeah. You already denounced the royalty. Just stay away. Go to L.A. Hang out. Nah, fucking go to an L.A. Kings game. Yeah. Probably not that many people go to this. And, okay, so I like to be equal opportunity, as you know. Megan, my girl Megan.
Yeah.
This guy, Jason Knopf, he accused her of not only rudeness but bullying back when he worked for her.
Yeah.
Like
Is it Brother Jack?
8 years. I thought you weren't ready to contribute. Anyway, old Jason, who might have a brother Jack, I don't know. He just got promoted by Prince William. So, that usually when you hear people accuse people of shit, they're just some low life that no, this guy's like the real thing. So I think Meghan really did fucking do that.
That's awesome.
Okay, I got 3 headlines from Scientific American. And I'll be back with the new Scientist soon. I let my subscription run out and I didn't know it. But I renewed it. So you're going to get that. But this is 3 from Scientific American.
Okay.
I know you'll be interested in this.
Yes.
You will too. Dolphins communicate with fountains of pee.
Did we cover this?
I think we, you know what? When I read that, I said, I think we did.
There was something.
That must have been in the New Scientist.
And they just plagiarized.
Scientific American, and that costs more.
Yeah.
You
See?
assholes.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this one?
Uh-oh.
Menstrual cycles play a prominent role in ADHD symptoms. But what about dudes?
Yeah,
we don't have menstrual cycles. Right? What's a prominent role in our ADHD?
I don't know.
And here's something I know you're all going to want to know. Magnetic maps help turtles find where to eat. And I was going to end right there, and I should have, but here, this is going to tell you how old I am.
Uh-oh.
I started doing this week, so we would get down to 710 pounds of podcast proclivity. I started to do a chair workout.
Oh, there you go.
Those are like the big thing now.
Yeah.
I pulled something yesterday in a fucking. First of all, I'm old as fuck because I'm doing a chair workout.
Yes,
I feel embarrassed. And yesterday I was doing something. And, oh my God! Yeah, I had to stop right there. So,
yeah,
that's that for that. And but you stay tuned because we got all kind of shit. The good, the bad, the ugly. That's coming up later. New shit for the movie and the music game. But right now, Dear Tiny is next.
Dear Abby, my feet are too long. My hair's falling out.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk, number 101. That's Tiny. I'm the Prince of Pittsburgh. And in this segment, people write in. You, the viewer, write in to Dear Tiny, and he gives you advice just like Dear Abby or Ann Landers. I like the music. Where'd you find that damn music?
That's John Prine.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll take John Prine over Bob Dylan any day. They sound a lot alike.
That was pretty good.
I like his music way better.
All right. This first letter is from Mr. Harrelson.
Hey-o.
Yeah. And those of you that watch this, you know this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Mr. Harrelson never lets us down.
Yeah.
Dear Tiny, for a number of years, I have collected a sizable array of pubic hairs from my bed in a number of colors, gauges, and curliness. Mr. Harrelson's a sick motherfucker.
Yes.
That was just a little aside.
Yeah.
He didn't write that. The problem is that the collection is starting to smell a bit like a 2-week-old plate of fish heads and rice left out in July heat.
Yes.
Does rice smell?
I think if it goes bad, it does.
Does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
All right. I didn't know that.
It's sake in that rice whiskey.
I have no idea.
Okay. Anyway.
Mr. Harrelson goes on. Should I hand wash my prized possession or send it to the dry cleaners?
I'm going to liken this to, I'm going to go and I'm going to compare this to my record collection. And I think what he's doing wrong is he's not collecting them the right way.
How are they supposed to collect those?
Well, there's a very specific, listen, and some people disagree with this, but when it comes to record collecting, to me, when you have it, you first go by band. And then you if you alphabetize it by band, then to me you go from alphabetizing by band, then release date. So first album, second album, third album, not by album title. Okay. So I think what he needs to do is first organize them better, and I think then if he's going to clean them, and here's another thing with cleaning, you can't use anything alcohol based on records because it dries it out and makes them brittle.
What about on pubic hairs?
Well, I wouldn't recommend alcohol for that either. I think, some kind of all-purpose cleaner. That purple stuff smells really good. I recommend that. Okay. But I think what he should do is take more time to organize them. I think he should organize them first by color and then by thickness, widest to thinnest in that order.
Okay, that's not only for Mr. Harrelson. That's for the rest of you that collect pubic hairs.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Anybody that collects pubic hair.
And by the way, I decided I'm not participating in this week. So that's your answer.
That's a good answer.
No, I didn't say it was bad. Don't get so fucking.
I'm not getting offensive.
Yeah, you are.
No,
you're getting defensive, not offensive. Jesus Christ. At least get your damn terms right.
I played both sides of the ball.
Okay, this next one is from Titters. Titter says, "Dear Tiny, can we have an update on your butthole?"
Oh, yeah. I'm not in a good place still with it.
Really?
I have an appointment. Boy, it's already the end. I have an appointment May 5th, so I'll know more then. But
does it bother you now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as excruciation, but anytime I sit, it's not like and everybody's like, oh, get one of those rounded like they get for hemorrhoids. It actually accentuates it and makes it worse. So.
Well, for you don't have to get a fucking one of those big truck tires.
like you used to sled ride in.
Yeah,
one of those
exactly.
But I did just cycle through another antibiotic, but the infection is still prominent. I can tell you, like in my legs and stuff, I can still feel it. So yeah, it's not good. Hopefully it gets better. I don't know what you do other than, I didn't think an antibiotic was going to work. They had me on an IV for 2 days and it came back. So, yeah, it's affecting me daily. I just get through.
And you see why I'm not participating this week, right? A question about Tiny's butthole.
Yeah.
But thank you, Titters, for the
I know a lot of people want to like to know more about
it. Maybe we'll give a phone number and you can text Tiny because I've heard plenty. All right, we got one more letter.
Uh-oh.
This is from Saxonburg Sam. Saxonburg Sam said, "Dear Tiny, my father went out of town for business last week.
Uh-oh.
That left me home alone with my stepmother, Elaine Bennis.
I like where this is going.
We had a glass of wine, and long story short, I banged her 3 times a day, all week until my father came home. Was that wrong?"
Attaboy, Sam.
Yeah.
Attaboy. No, listen, if it were wrong, there is an entire genre of porn. We talked about your porn searches a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
There's an entire genre of porn that specifically addresses stepmom and stepdaughter. It's funny. It never says stepdad and No, it's always stepmom and stepdaughter. And this is some of the most popular stuff out there. And are you familiar with Corey Chase? Is that a porn name?
No, I'm not.
She is very much she plays the stepmom role in a lot of different porn. So I don't think he did anything wrong because this is a huge porn topic.
Okay, so Saxonburg Sam, hold your head high.
Yeah, that's right.
You did right, according to Dear Tiny. We'll be back with it's a story I'm going to tell about a trip. Did you actually remember this?
I did.
Okay, we got back. We each have a story.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road.
Welcome
again.
back, Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. In this segment, we usually tell a story. And in this case, I went somewhere last week and had some negative shit happen to me. So I asked Tiny to throw in, has he ever been on a trip? And everyone's been on a trip. Basically, the movie Vacation is about bad shit that happens to us. We all have it happen to us. I think that's what makes those things so funny. Mm-hmm. We will not be so funny, I'm guessing, unless you have. Mine's not really funny at all, but I just want to talk about it. Yeah. But I don't know what Tiny's going to talk about, but let's hear it.
I'll give a quick one because I really want to hear yours.
Okay.
Anyways, so going back to the mid 2000s, we used to go to West Virginia every year to ride 4-wheelers. I remember we saw you. Exactly. That wasn't riding then, but we were down that way, right? And I had an old Polaris Scrambler that was just a dirty dog of a 4-wheeler. I always had problems with it. It was chain driven. It just sucked. And I was so proud of it because it was like one of the first things I bought for myself when I graduated. And I went down there. Most of the guys I were with were better riders than I were and more advanced and whatever. But it wasn't why we just all went to go. And this is probably the third or fourth year I went down there with them. And when we would go, this is when we were all young in our mid-20s, and it was, let's go and ride. You know, we came here to ride as our battle cry for this. We came here to ride. And, you know, we'd ride for at least 3, sometimes 4 days, and we try to get as many miles as we could in, you know, and like a good day of riding for us would be like anywhere from like 120 to 130 miles in a day. So, you know, we're trying to hit it and go as much as we can. So first day, I break down in the woods. And I'm just fucking stuck. And we're probably 2 hours into the woods. So they're like, well, just sit here and we'll come get you and we'll rescue you, whatever.
How do you communicate when you're doing that?
You don't. You just sit there. Like you break down. When you
then you hope they come back.
They hope they come back.
Okay,
Yep. And they did. They did come, you know, because when you're riding, you're supposed to like check behind you every once in a while, make sure the guy's there, right? And if you're not, you stop and then eventually you get back. So they did. And they're like, okay, well, we'll go get the truck and come get you. And I just sat there, and 10 minutes after, they've been gone 10 minutes, and it just started to pour down rain. And I'm sitting there on my four-wheeler, sitting on the ground, and it just kept raining. And it took them like 4 hours to come get me.
So you sat there for 4 hours?
Sat in the rain for 4 hours. And this was day one. So I had to sit while they rode for 3 more days. The only saving grace of the whole fucking story is we usually went like this time of year, and the NBA playoffs were on. So I drove to West Virginia for a whole weekend to watch hoops.
NBA playoffs.
That was the whole thing. I was so pissed. And it's so much different now because they accommodate, like, you break down now and you could be back on the trail in hours. And this happened to us 3 years ago. And you know, you break down and it could be major and somebody's there to get you going. Well, 20 years ago, it wasn't the case. So I just sat there with my dick in my hand for 3 days. But
you made me think of another story. I'm not going to tell it right now, but yeah, I had another shitty story.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, kind of like that.
So that was my worst one.
Okay. All right. Last week I went to Nashville, or actually Murfreesboro,
right?
Which is
Middle Tennessee State.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the reason he lives there, is my buddy used to coach there. So we went down. He's been having some health issues, and we used to work together, me and 3 or 4 guys from North Carolina. So they all came over, and they all flew. They all flew, but me and my wife drove down. Okay, it'll be okay. You know, no hurry. But anyway, here's a problem, and maybe there's other old people out there like that, like me. I'm not big into GPS. So I read about directions, wrote them down on an envelope, and I looked at a map.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but okay, before you fucking start shit, just shut the fuck up. So we make it for the first about 7.5 hours, supposed to be about 9 hours, and we're going good. We're going good. And then my wife has her GPS not only in her car, but on her phone. Mm-hmm. And it disagrees with what I had based on what I figured out. Yeah. So it told us to get off the road, and then it told us, okay, we went. I said, no, fuck it. And then we go a little further, and it tells us both of them are saying, get off here. Mm-hmm. So I said, all right, we'll listen to this fuckhead thing. Uh-oh. We're going through these little fuckhead towns where we stop at lights. I mean, it got to the point where I told my wife, I bet you this town has a bad basketball team. And I looked it up, and they did. Then this basketball team might be a little better, but as it turned out, they weren't good anyway. But anyway, we're stopping and starting. And after you've been on the road for 7.5 hours, you're ready to fucking get there.
Yes.
We had a nice place we were staying.
Yep.
And finally, it put us on a road where we were moving, and I in my mind, I kind of knew where we were going, but I didn't know exactly. And I thought, okay, we're getting there now after all this shit. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, there's traffic, and everyone's doing U-turns.
Oh, no.
So there must have been a wreck up there. So we had to do it, too, because we didn't want to just sit there. But now we have no fucking clue.
This is after I talked to you then, because you were stuck in it when we talked last. Yeah.
No, that was on the way. No, there's more to this fucking story.
Oh, Jesus.
The way down was a picnic.
Nice.
So we did just the opposite of Columbus. Columbus went west to go east. We went east to go west because that's the only way we could fucking do it. They didn't want to send us back to where I fucking knew was the good way. So we had to go way this way and then come back. So way later than we were supposed to get there.
Yeah.
So we missed dinner and all that shit. But anyway, all right. So we have a good time there. And now we're coming back. And I asked our hosts, what time should it be okay to go? Because we were going to get up early to go because it's a pretty long trip back. It was Good Friday, a week ago today. And they said, well, if you wait till 9, you won't have any problem because, like, you go to Nashville and then you shoot on north because Murfreesboro's a little east of Nashville. Well, no, I guess it was because it was Good Friday. It was stop, start, start. 3 different places in Nashville.
Woof.
Now we get going. We get on 65 north. Okay. And we're flying. And all of a sudden, one of those big signs said something about all lanes blocked. And I said, I must have read that wrong. There's no fucking way. It was all lanes blocked. Every fucking lane. The only saving grace, I hate to make fun of the South, but I'm going to. Okay, it was they were making everybody get off, and we were 3 lanes backed up 6 miles. Okay, to get to. It said it was going to take over 2 hours to get off. There was a rest stop there, and people weren't getting off.
Oh,
I said, "Fucking pull in." We pull in. It's a beautiful day. We sat in the damn sun on a bench. We could pee.
Yeah.
I met a couple of nice people while we were there. And so that part was good. I said, we might as well I thought we could be waiting 8 hours. Whoa. We waited 2 hours. Finally, they got the wreck taken away. And then you saw traffic moving. So we knew we'd be okay.
Okay.
But, okay, so that was good. It wasn't good, but it was not horrible. But then we get to Louisville, stop, start. Another hour and a half, we get to Cincinnati, stop, start. Then we get to, we finally get through Cincinnati, and we stop in Wilmington, Ohio. We need gas, and we need to go to the bathroom in the worst fucking way. The bathroom was out of order. And I took a picture. The toilet was in the back. I hope you can put this up. Remind me to give that to you.
Okay.
The toilet's just by itself in the back. Because I went back. I said, I'm going to pee back there. Fuck these people.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know what my wife was going to do. But no, there was just a toilet sitting by itself. And there were people driving around. I couldn't fucking do it. And then finally, not really finally, but we get going. I said, okay. Other side of Columbus, we're good. I think it was Zanesville. There was an accident. 15 more minutes, but you don't know how long it's going to be. So while you're sitting there, if you knew it was 15, you'd be fine. But you're sitting there thinking, man, we've been doing all this shit.
Yep.
So basically, we left at 9:15, and we got home at 9:15 a.m.
Yeah.
We got home at 9:45 p.m. Yeah, and without fucking around, we were trying.
Right.
We were trying to bust our ass.
And what's a normal, you think, travel time?
About 9 hours.
Oh,
9 hours. Yeah, and each little thing just bugs you every time you come into another one. You say, "What the fuck? Why are these people? Why aren't they home?" You know, my father used to say, "People should fucking stay home," and I used to laugh at him. And now I'm saying the same.
Now
shit.
you're just like them. Yeah.
So that's my story. I'm sure you've had something similar. Well, I hope you didn't have one that bad. I've always heard about all lanes blocked, but I've never been in one before, and it's not fucking fun.
Yeah.
We'll be back with we have Transylvanian brain freeze with a twist.
Ooh.
With a twist.
Transylvania brain freeze.
Welcome. Transylvanian brain freeze. I told you we have a twist. All 3 stories today are from China. So I guess this could be Chinese brain freeze.
Yeah.
But we're going to stick with Transylvania.
No tariffs attached to that. Hopefully.
Well, not yet. Not yet.
Good.
We're still in negotiation.
Nice.
How about that?
Get them in.
Okay. A Chinese woman and her boyfriend landed in the hospital.
Uh-oh.
Why, you ask?
Why?
Yeah. They were filming a funny video where she put his hand in his mouth. That doesn't really seem that funny, but and she couldn't get it out because his mouth muscles stiffened. And I think you should be able to find a picture of this too.
Oh,
because
no.
it was pretty prominent.
Oh, no.
Then his jaw clamped further, sending his teeth into her wrist. She explained, "It felt like my hand was stuck in a meat grinder. Saliva ran down my elbow." Doctors used a muscle relaxant to free her.
Jesus.
But yeah, you should be able to find a picture of it. And
All right.
it just didn't look that funny to me.
I'm sure she's probably been in a bukkake video once or twice in her life. So she'll
Well, now he will be too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, like I said, we're staying in China this whole time.
Oh, boy.
There was a farm in China that went bankrupt, and a company's trying to auction off its goods. What kind of farm, you ask?
Kind of farm.
Yeah, I thought you might ask that. One that raised over 200 live crocodiles
Oh, Jesus.
for leather, health tonics, and cosmetics.
Wow.
But, okay, once you win the auction, you, the buyer, has the responsibility
Oh, jeez.
of capturing, loading, and shipping the crocodiles to a safe place.
What's the risk there?
So bidding started at 5 million won. That's 680 grand.
Jesus.
There was nobody that bid.
I'm shocked.
Now
Holy
they put,
shit.
they put it down, and last time I heard there were no bidders for any fucking thing.
You ever had crocodile? I never had it.
No.
Or alligator it was.
You've had alligators?
No. Or what was it? A crocodile?
It was a crocodile, but they
yeah.
were raising them for leather, health tonics, and cosmetics, not for food.
Not for,
Yeah. But who wants to fucking have to catch 200 fucking crocodiles? Holy fuck. All right, one more from China.
Yeah.
The probably not pronouncing this right. The Shuntian Chemical Company of China
Right.
told its 1,200 employees that anyone between 28 years old and 58 years old and single must get married and have kids or face termination for being disloyal.
Whoa! Wow. That's awesome.
They said the government's trying to boost birth rates.
Yeah.
But the company ended the policy after the government officials said it violated labor laws. So
That's saying something when the government.
exactly,
Boy.
exactly.
Holy shit.
So then a company spokesperson said perhaps some of the words used were inappropriate.
That's awesome.
So if you're working for the Shuntian Chemical Company, better find yourself a mate and get a kid.
What an easy pickup line at work. Like,
Oh,
hey,
oh yeah.
we can help each other out.
Oh
here.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, that's writes itself.
I'll bet you a lot of people get laid out of
Hell
this. That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, you would think of the shitty way of that, you know.
I'm trying to help you, Joe. Trying to help.
Well, thank you for your help. Anyone that's from the Shuntian Chemical Company, right there, Tiny, he'll help you out. We'll be back with a brand new type movie game. So we have cookies in the cathedral, so I didn't light up a cigar till Tiny fucking says, hey, I'm going to light up a cigar, so I am too. So here we are. And fuck the cookies in the cathedral. That's what we decided, right?
And I'm stepping on your toes with copyright infringement. You know, that's your gimmick.
I was more afraid of your wife bitching at me. That's your wife fucking scares me. And if you knew her, it would scare you too. Okay. Some changes to the movie game.
Look out.
First of all, I already mentioned, now we have a competition going. And there's people out there. And I'll tell you when to pause. Now, we've always said before, pause, but
don't cheat.
Don't cheat. But now,
especially now, fuck you.
Now, yeah, because Tiny's the only one that can't cheat.
Yeah.
Everybody else could, but I think I can vouch for just about everybody in the contest.
I don't know.
You never know for sure.
If they're associated with you, I have my doubts.
No, I don't blame you, but a lot of the people are associated with you. But anyway, okay. Not only now we have and the scoring system is for each of these movie music is going to be a total of 6 points. 5 points for the movie game. 5 points if you get the title. 1 point if you get the year, and you do have a 1 year either way.
Oh,
Yeah, a little leeway there.
Oh, my score is going to skyrocket.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
And okay, another change. You think I'm done? No, I call
Wait,
this.
there's more.
Exactly. I call this the 2-2-2.
Oh,
You get 2 lines from the movie.
shout out to the old bar.
What
2-2-2 bar.
Oh, okay.
I love it. I think
All
it's
right.
fantastic.
All right, that's not why I fucking did it, but yeah, sure. 2 lines from the movie, 2 characters from the movie, 2 actors from the movie.
Wow.
And then actually I'll add another 2. Now 2 facts from the movie. How about that?
Mhm.
How about that?
Wow.
Uh-huh.
This is really good, by the way. Yeah.
I told you it would be good.
Yeah, that's good. Light.
Okay. Now you people didn't really give a shit about that, but that's okay.
Sure they do.
You can't have everything. You got a new movie game with new rules and a competition. And by the way, since this is the first week, and I won't be hearing from the other people, if anyone wants to be in on this, let us know.
Sure.
You got to let us know this week.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Here we go.
All right. First, and let me go the whole way through. All right.
Okay.
2 lines from the movie. First line. Ned, I would love to stay here and talk to you, but I'm not going to. Line, you might already have it.
Might.
You might. Line 2, someone said, sometimes people just die. Phil said, not today.
I got
You
it.
got it. I figure you might. And a lot of you might already. The characters, 2 characters, Phil and Larry, and 2 actors, Bill Murray and Andy McDowell. Let me go through that real quick. 2 lines. Ned, I would love to stay here and talk to you, but I'm not going to. Then I think the nurse said, sometimes people just die. Phil said, not today.
Right.
Now you got Phil and Larry are the characters, and the actors, Bill Murray and Andy McDowell. If you're playing, pause now because I'm going to tell you once Tiny guesses.
Yeah. This is one of my favorites. It's such a good movie. Ned Ryerson.
Okay. Give him the name.
Groundhog Day.
You got it now.
Yeah.
Now guess the year, but you have a 1-year leeway. Either way, either
Son
side.
of a bitch. I'm going to say 1993.
That's exactly right.
Bing! Right again. Isn't that what that says?
Okay. That's Tiny goes 6 for 6.
Goddamn right.
Hope you did. Well, I don't give a fuck what you really did. Whether you got it right or not. Why do I give a fuck? Okay. Oh, yeah. Two things about the movie. Harold Ramis, who kind of was in charge of every good movie ever made,
Yes.
and every funny movie ever made.
No doubt.
He originally wanted Tom Hanks for the role.
Ah, boo.
But he decided he was too nice. He needed a little more of a prick. Bill Murray was perfect. And there are exactly 38 days depicted in the film, either partially or in full.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's pretty interesting.
Okay, Groundhog Day, 1993. Good movie. If you haven't seen it,
great
see
movie.
it. Look at that. Zelda's fired
See,
up
she's
about
ready.
it. Yeah. Zelda, you want to be in this too? Well, like I said, if anyone wants to be, you got to let me know here in the next few days. Tiny will be on top of the charts.
That's right.
We'll be back with the music game. Welcome back. You just saw the new movie game. Now we got a new music game. Once again, it's a competition. But we're going to score this a little different. Once again, it's 6 points. It's 3 for the name of the song, 2 for the artist, and 1 for the year. And once again, you get a 1-year leeway, you and the people. And don't cheat because he can't, so it wouldn't be fair if you did.
That's right.
So we're going to do that. So, but I'm still just giving you the lyrics, and everything else is the same.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll tell you when to pause if you want to. Poor Tiny can't pause.
Right.
You know, he's a sympathetic figure.
I am.
Okay, and I think everyone's going to know. I don't know if they're going to know the title.
Okay.
But they're going to know the fucking words. Okay. You guys ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Ground control to Major Tom.
Oh.
Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Commencing countdown. Engines on. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Shit.
Check ignition and may God's love be with you. 1. Lift off. Okay, so you know this. I don't know if you're going to know the name because I would have had trouble with the name. Pause because he's about to guess. I don't think I have to go through that again.
No,
you
I don't
either
think
know it or you don't.
I know.
it.
Well, and I don't know if I know it.
Well, I imagine you know the artist.
Rush.
Okay, that's 0.
Oh wait!
No.
Oh yeah,
You don't
I'm
get
wrong.
2. You don't
I
get 2
know.
guesses.
Fuck.
All right. How about a title?
I don't know the title for sure.
Okay. All right. So how about a year?
72.
69.
Damn.
So Tiny goes a big fat 0.
Wow.
He's the music. He gets 6. He gets 6 on the movie game.
Yeah.
And it's Space Oddity.
Oh.
David Bowie.
Oh, it is Bowie.
1969.
69.
Yeah. Space Oddity, David Bowie, 1969. Those that are participating, let me know how you did. Tiny will be at the bottom. At the bottom.
I don't want to give
one.
everybody a chance. So I'm gonna
Well,
call.
you gave him a hell of a chance. Yeah. Okay. That's all we got. We'll be back with, never done this before. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Welcome back. This is the first time we've ever done the good, the bad, the ugly. This is usually Argy Bargy, and I do have an Argy Bargy in the middle, but I have a good and an ugly also.
Okay.
And this is all from LA Fitness in the last week. Oh, in the last week.
Wow.
Okay. We'll start with the good because that's the order it goes in. This was Wednesday. We're doing this on Friday. An attractive woman came in, mid to late 20s.
Nice.
Short shorts.
Oh, love it.
Midriff showing. So for that to happen, you have to look pretty fucking
For
good,
sure.
obviously. And then I'm on a machine, and it's catty corner for me, but it just couldn't have been better. You know that machine, I call it the Nutcracker Suite?
Yes.
And I saw muscles and things that I have
Yeah.
never seen before. And for those of you that are calling me a pig, if your guy doesn't fucking look at that, then there's something wrong with him.
I
Because
agree.
you just can't help it. You just can't. I mean, and that's been this way my whole life. Anytime I'm at a gym and there's a Nutcracker Suite, you gotta fucking look. And usually the chick, I look no matter who it is.
Yeah.
But this chick was.
And they do it on purpose. I'm sorry.
They
Every
have to.
fucking
They
one of them
have
does.
to. Matter of fact, some guy kind of got my way for a while, and I was almost happy because I was like, man, I don't know how much
Block
more
the
of this I can
distraction.
take. But then he got up, and I said, yeah, thank God I want to watch this. I want to take this to the limit. So anyway, okay, that was the good.
Yeah.
The bad, LA
Uh-oh.
Fitness. Now, this was going to be my argy bargy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in a sauna, and this guy's bitching about his work. And he works for, I think he worked for McCandless Township.
Oh, okay.
And he said, yeah, they give me so much. He was in charge of some detail that they had to pave roads this summer. He said, they gave me 18 damn roads. How am I supposed to get all that done? But he was talking about hiring people and shit like that. Then he said, the guy that he knew, I didn't know this guy, the guy that he knew said, well, do you come here for your lunch hour? He said, yeah. Okay. Then he he volunteers that I work out for 45 minutes on the weights, and then I'm doing the math. We're sitting in the sauna, and he sat with me the whole time. I sitting there for 15 minutes. Okay,
Carry the one.
Yeah, you got that. You got. We're already an hour.
Yep.
You got to take a shower when you leave the sauna. You got to, and we're not even talking about commute time.
Right.
It's got to be 10 fucking minutes. And when he said, 45 minutes for the weight thing, it probably is more than that.
No way.
So this fucker is bitching about he has to work too hard.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing his lunch hour is 2 hours there.
That's
LA
how I
Fitness.
used to do it.
So, I mean, I'm even okay with it unless, I don't live in McCandless anymore, so I'm not paying taxes.
Yeah.
But don't bitch about your job if you're fucking spending 2 hours on your lunch
Right.
hour.
And listen, he's probably just paving. He's probably just outsourcing shit. He has just to get 3 bids. And how hard is that?
Yeah.
You get 3 bids. Okay, go pave it.
And
Fuck it.
it didn't look like he was actually paving.
Right.
The people that he worked for. You're right.
It's not like he's out there with a fucking squeegee sealing that shit.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
Exactly. Now we get to the ugly. This happened on Monday. Okay. I know you're going to find this hard to believe. I'm one of the friendlier people at LA Fitness.
Especially when they got their midriff showing.
Whoa, there, yeah. It was real fucking friendly that day. But no, I really am. I try to be friendly, and I have a lot of friends there, da-da-da-da-da. But, and we talked about this once on Samurai Chatter. Wherever I go, I seem to piss somebody off, okay? So I'm working out on Monday.
Yeah.
And I'm getting toward the end of my workout. So now you start looking at the machines of what you still have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this ogre fellow, big guy, we'll say that for him. He's on the curling machine. And I do one exercise, one set, 3 sets actually on one machine.
Okay.
I look over, he's still on there. I do 3 sets on another machine.
Yeah.
He's still on there.
Yeah.
I do 3 sets on another machine. Now I'm getting down to where.
What else is there?
Yeah. So I have to wait. So I'm just kind of standing and waiting. Finally, he gets up and he finally gets off. He even stood there for a while. He finally gets off.
Yeah.
So I rush over to the machine because it hadn't been available for like 25 minutes.
Right.
You're supposed to do 5 minutes of machine.
Oh.
So I rush over there and this fucker says, "That's it. Cut right in front of me."
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
And I should have just let it go. But I'm already to the machine almost, and I turn around and I said, "Are you kidding me? If you hadn't spent so much damn time on the damn machine, I wouldn't have had to rush over and cut in front of you.
Yeah.
I had to do that because of you."
Yeah.
And then he says, "You know what? I could go back on." So
have at it.
I did this. I look like the Price is Right lady. He
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, go right back on. I don't care." So now he was forced. He didn't want to be back on the machine. But then he looked at me and said, "You son of a bitch."
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I stood there. Actually, there's 2 curling machines, but a buddy of mine was on the other one.
Okay.
And I talked to him loud enough so this guy could hear. And I'm just talking regular shit. And this guy's doing exercise, and you know he didn't want to be.
Right.
Finally, some old guy, he said, "Hey, do you want on here?" He let him on.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on. I take acceptance to this. Fuck that dude. Anybody worth their salt should be doing curls with fucking dead weights or free weights. If you're using a machine for curls, go fuck yourself. Seriously, go do. Everybody else is using dumbbells or one of those fucking bars with easy preacher bar. No, fuck him. No, he go fuck himself.
We are old there.
No, I don't care how you say he's a big dude.
He was big.
Fuck him. Then go use the fucking easy preachers. They have the weights already. They have the different weights on them already. Or go grab 2 sets of dumbbells and go do it that way instead of being on a fucking machine. Fuck him. No, fuck that. I take acceptance.
Well, I took acceptance and fuck him too. But it wasn't for the exact same reason, but I did that.
But no, fuck that.
So that's my good, my bad, and my
There
ugly.
it
Now,
is.
I've been there twice since. I haven't seen him either time. So I can't wait till we both show up at the same time because I've never seen him talk to anybody.
Yeah.
He just seems like a miserable fucking person. And I can't wait to make eye contact with him again and say, "Hey, dude."
Yeah, what's up? Hey, dude, what's up? Go do some curls for the girls.
Exactly. That's my good and bad. We'll be back with Would You Rather. We were just talking about peeing off the air. How about that? How about that?
Again, we're good off the air.
Yeah, we are. We're pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, good information.
Yeah. Okay, this is Would You Rather. This week, interesting contest.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Graham versus Hilary Duff.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought you found 2 fair pictures there. Before I give you the final count, let me just give you some comments. Well, first of all, one person said tie.
Wow.
One person said both.
Okay.
Or actually 2 people, I think.
Mm-hmm.
One person said neither.
Wow.
So there's 4 votes that, and then my one buddy who he responded, and then he never voted. He does that a lot. He does that to me a lot. What's the matter with you, Washa? Okay, but here are some comments.
Go ahead.
Duff and the Buff.
Nice.
Because was she naked in that picture?
In that picture, she
yeah,
was.
I thought she was. Maybe
that was my favorite one of all the ones I found.
Maybe it wasn't fair then.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to like this one. This is from someone you know. I cannot bluff. I'm going with Duff.
Wow.
I've always wanted to stick my stuff deep in that bold muff. And if that's not enough, look at them titters. I figured you knew who that was. He has been pretty poetic lately.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, well, this person said Hilary in a landslide. This guy had a mix-up. He said if it was during Hitch, I'd go with Ashley, but Hilary keeps getting better. But I don't think Ashley was in Hitch. That was Eva Mendes.
I don't know.
Well, Eva Mendes was the star of Hitch. I don't know if Ashley was in there.
Oh, okay.
So I think he fucked up.
Okay.
And okay, damn. This guy said, I choose Hilary because flour would be needed for Ashley Graham's sweet spot.
I disagree there for sure. No, they're wrong about that.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
And now here's a comment to Adore.
Nice.
He said, definitely Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
She has that sultry, dirty girl look, and you just know she is a true wiener pleaser.
Wow.
One can imagine the thrill of climbing to the top of those 36 DD Twin Peaks and planting your flag on the summit. And I'll say one thing for our comment to Adore. He always seems to know the number.
He gets, yes. Yes. He's the analytics guy.
He has inside information. He always knows the number.
I agree, yeah.
Okay, and I got one more here. This is Mr. Harrelson, who did the shirt, wrote a letter to Dear Tiny. He's done yeoman's
his own
work.
podcast.
I know. He should. Then people would watch
Yeah,
him,
then
not
what?
us. Yeah.
We'd be fucked.
We would be fucked. Okay, Mr. Harrelson says, as much as I'd like to suffocate in Graham's Hindenburg blimp-sized fun bags, which surely would cause me my mayonnaise to erupt from my nether region, I'm not sure I could cope with her bulky thighs straddling my ears while I couldn't budge her an inch. And I may drown if she's a squirter. Harrelson goes on, says, I'll take the 5'2" Duff and her perky pooper pincher.
Wow.
And she's probably a much cheaper dinner date. Thank you, Mr. Harrelson.
Yeah.
Once again, those weren't our comments. Those were you, the viewer.
That's right.
So now, I haven't given the total yet. This is where we don't really add very much, but a vote. What do you got?
Ours don't matter, huh? There's a distinct.
No, they don't.
No. I'll be honest. That picture of Hilary, that was my favorite one I've found in quite some time. That was a good one.
That was good.
However, Miss Graham really, I don't know that there's anybody we've done recently doesn't check all of my boxes. And without a doubt, she's the hands down winner in my case.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going with her too. I think I would last maybe a second and a half. I think she would just squeeze everything out of me, and I'd enjoy the shit out of it.
I agree.
We might be able to talk about her on number 4. The first 3 would be all me. That being said,
yeah,
with me and you voting for Ashley. Hilary 33, Ashley 13.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know. I thought this one would be close.
Yeah.
I'm sucking at this lately.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, 33-13 for Hilary.
I kind of like the fact, though, there was such a discrepancy. Like, it wasn't, they're two totally different types. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I did too, but I thought it'd be close.
Yeah,
I really did.
Yeah.
And now just a little bit about Hell's Half Acre.
Ooh.
We're gonna bring back 2 people but there's going to be handicap on one, like with the reason you can't look at
Stacey Keebler.
you can't look at her anymore like you did before. Fuck. Okay, but that's I don't know if we're going to rotate them equally or maybe do this every week, every other week, and then do Hell's Half Acre, and then 2 weeks later do Onions, Coochie, Cat Piss, something like that.
Okay.
But we're going to have them all as part of this.
Gotcha.
So you'll have Would You Rather, you'll have Onions, Coochie, Cat Piss, and you'll have Hell's Half Acre. How about that, huh?
What else could you ask for?
Exactly. How can you fucking not watch this shit?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be back with Samurai Chatter. Welcome back to our last segment. It's called Samurai Chatter. And we ask questions, or questions are asked, and you get to know Tiny and I up close and personal. And I gave you these questions actually this week. And did you look at them?
I just refreshed my memory because I've had a busy week. But yeah, I not that my answer going to be any better, but yeah.
Okay. All right. You have answers.
Yeah, I do.
Well, perfect. Okay. Let's get right to it then. What will you never do?
Yeah. This was an easy one. I'm going with my first one that came to mind. You know, my weight's always a point of contention with you. And, you know, even at my lightest, I barely got down to my playing weight. This goes back 15 years at this point.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
And even at my playing weight, I still would not be able to zip line.
or
skydive. And there's one other, but yeah, zip line is no matter what I will ever do, aside from cutting off a limb, will I be able to zip line?
Well, I can add skydive and zip line to mine too, because I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
But what will I never do? I had 3. I wrote down 3. There's plenty more, obviously. I will never climb Mount Everest.
Ooh.
Never really had an interest in that, though, but I couldn't do it anyway.
Okay.
I'll never run a sub 4-minute mile. I would have had an interest, but I would have had no chance. And
I've done that.
Yeah.
We had to do it for Jim.
Sub 4-minute mile?
Oh, no. No, not that.
No.
Although, documented 489.
This is my fucking time, you know? So I never climbed Mount Everest, sub 4-minute mile, and I'll never fuck Charlie's Angels, either the old ones or the new ones. So, that's kind of disappointing to me.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so we'll move right on.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to impress others?
Boy, I feel like I do this a lot, but it's the shameless plug for this fucking show. I do a podcast every fucking week. Yeah.
And how's that working out?
Yeah, not so good. It's like not really impressing them. No. It's not impressing the right people. I usually get yesterday, as a matter of fact, one of the softball dads came up to me and says, "Dude, I still watch your show." I'm
really?
Like, you're kidding me. He said, "I'm a couple behind, but yeah." I said, "Well, we just did 100." And believe it or not, but it's not it's not like the chicks come up and say, you know, "Oh, I love it."
I get nobody. So good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I know the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do I do to impress others? This was a tough one for me because I don't have many talents. I used to be able to drink a lot of beer and fart.
Yeah. You still do that quite a bit.
Yeah, I do, but that doesn't impress anyone anymore. So now to impress others, I get out of bed without falling. About the best. I'm sorry. That's the best I can fucking give you.
Yeah.
I cannot do anything anymore. Mm-hmm. I told you I got hurt in fucking chair exercises. God damn. Okay. Looking back, what would you say? And you guys can play along here. Looking back, what would you say to your younger self?
So here's one I have 2 answers for.
All right.
The first, I would say, don't quit pro wrestling. Keep it up, because my tag partner stuck with it, and he ended up having like a 10-year career out of it. Never made it where career is the wrong word. He did it for 10 years. He never made money at it. And it was like the first sign of adversity. I was like, I'm out. Fuck this. You know, I wish I would have stuck it out. And the other, this does pertain to career. switch your fucking major from finance to accounting. It would have opened so many more fucking doors. It's the same goddamn degree from Robert Morris. It's the difference of seriously like 20 credits, which is a semester and a half, right? And it would have changed a lot of different things for me. And I, you know, even though it's all the same bullshit work, finance does not hold the same weight as accounting. So anybody that's going to school for finance, fuck that. Change it right now to accounting. You can do the same bullshit.
There you go. Wow.
That's right.
This isn't even Dear Tiny, and he's giving you good advice.
That's right.
Mine won't be nearly as good. I found this out 50 years later. So looking back, what would I say to myself?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I wouldn't listen probably because when I was young, I didn't listen to shit.
Anybody, no.
But the thing I would say to myself is, Charlene Huckstein has a damn crush on you. Oh, ask her out. You got a shot with her.
That's a great one.
My God. When she said that, I thought she was kidding. I don't think she was. And I thought, oh, did I blow that shit?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I had a chance with Char, and I didn't think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say, yeah, man, hang around her all you can.
Yeah.
She still fucking looks great. Here's how good she looks. I hadn't seen her in 50 years. I drove in the parking lot, and right away I recognized her. Like hardly anyone you recognize, and she still looked fantastic. So that's what I would say to myself. Okay, last question. What is your favorite simple pleasure?
This was my worst one, but it's just putting on one of my old favorite albums and just sitting there with not doing anything else, like not even fucking with my phone, just sitting there like I used to do when I was 12 years old in my basement and, you know, looking at the lyric sheet, looking at the cover art of the album and just listening to that album front to back the whole way through. You know, the way things are now, everything's made to be one song and done. And to just, you know, the whole ebb and flow of an album from beginning to end is to just sit there and do that. And I have, there's two different turntables I have, and I actually like the one a little better. And I have a new one I haven't tried yet, but my other turntable that I've used for years, I just like to throw one on there and just kind of hang out.
And you still do that sometimes?
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, for me, what is my favorite simple pleasure? I figured jacking off I couldn't say, right?
You could say that.
Okay, that'd be number one then.
Well, I got to put that in too then.
I was trying to be proper.
Oh.
So I'm gonna disregard jacking off. But it's pretty good simple pleasure.
Yeah.
And here you're watching me kind of. I like when I have nothing left to do in the day, which sometimes happens pretty early. Yeah, I told you I wasn't lying. Just I didn't get out of bed till a little after 11, and I had a list of things to do. I was done before 2. But getting to my simple pleasure, I like to go outside and light up a cigar and just sit there by myself, and just enjoy life and whatever's going on. I live in kind of in the country. I live in the country. Sometimes deer come by, sometimes, you know, whatever it is. But I just like to smoke my cigar and enjoy my fucking life.
I told you off air, I cut grass with one.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was the first cut of the year. And just, I smoked, it took me the whole time to cut and smoke one. It was, I'm getting that way too.
See, you're better than me. I smoke a cigar watching the guy that I pay to cut my grass.
Well, if I had your money, I'd pay somebody to do it too.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. You should have got into fucking accounting instead of
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Okay. We do have a quote like we do every time. This is the one consistent we've had. A quote. This is number 101. We've had a quote every time, and it's Yogi Berra's turn.
There it is.
He was talking about a record. He said, I always thought that record would stand until it was broken. That's what Yogi Berra said. So that concludes 101. But because we're the hardest working podcast in 4 states plus Suriname, because we're the only immersive podcast in the Mid-Atlantic states, but mostly because we're the only Category 5 podcast in the universe, we'll be back next week with 102 with a bunch of that new shit I talked about, or maybe the week after. See you next week.
10,